Harrison Ford comes clean about his relationship with Carrie Fiser at the age of 83. One of the most legendary and beloved actors of all time, Harrison Ford came into this world in Chicago, Illinois on July 13, 1942. He was the middle-class offspring of a housewife and former radio actress named Dorothy, and he had a comfortable upbringing. Christopher Ford, who has experience in both acting and advertising. The combination of Irish, German, and Jewish ancestry in Ford's family tree gave him a strong sense of self, which he used to portray characters with a gritty, genuine reality. Despite his lackluster academic performance in high school, he took a single acting class while enrolled at Wisconsin's Ripon College and developed an interest in the performing arts. In the mid-1960s, he mustered the bravery to go to Los Angeles, where he inked a deal with Columbia Pictures and began pursuing his newfound love. Started his gradual ascent in the entertainment sector. Ford's first few years as a Hollywood star were less than spectacular. He worked relentlessly as a carpenter to support his young family, and he was cast in a number of small, frequently uncredited parts in films and TV shows. What determines what makes Ford's tale so impressive is how he remained persistent and eager to improve his art even though he went through some tough times. Soon after, destiny intervened when he met George Lucas, the director of American Graffiti 1973, and Lucas cast him in a supporting role. He was able to unlock the door to his destiny with this apparently insignificant opportunity, connected him with the creative group of Francis Ford Coppola and Lucas, and set him up for the job that would alter the course of his life. Harrison Ford's 1977 portrayal as Han Solo in George Lucas's Star Wars Episode IV, A New Hope, catapulted him to superstardom. By way of his caustic humor, Ford brought Han Solo to life with his irresistible charisma and fearless courage, making him one of the most adored icons in cinema. He became famous overnight because to Star Wars, and his talent for blending roguelike charm with a secret vulnerability shone through in the film. His iconic roles in the 1980s sequel The Empire Strikes Back and 1983's Return of the Jedi solidified his status as a worldwide superstar and franchise icon. Harrison Ford continued to build his career even after Star Wars propelled him to international stardom by collaborating with another great director, Steven Spielberg, to design yet another iconic character, Indiana Jones. The role of the daring archaeologist with a whip and a fedora, which Ford first portrayed in 1981's Raiders of the Lost Ark, brought a fresh dimension to his career. Fans of all ages could relate to Indiana Jones because he embodied the archetypal Hollywood hero, courageous, brilliant, and imperfect. Films in the series, including Indiana Jones and Ford, was able to cement its place in pop culture for decades to come because to films like Temple of Doom 1984, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade 1989, and most recently, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull 2008, and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny 2023. In addition to his successful film performances, Ford has also demonstrated his ability to play a wide variety of roles with impressive nuance. In Ridley Scott's Blade Runner 1982, he played Rick Deckard with eerie subtlety, an infamously contentious picture that eventually rose to prominence as a landmark in science fiction. He was as impressive in his roles in 1985, he was nominated for an Oscar for his performance in Witness. In 1993, he starred in The Fugitive, a picture that was both commercially successful and critically praised. In 1994, he played the multi-layered role of Jack Ryan in Clear and Present Danger. These responsibilities proved that Ford was not just an A-list action star, but also an accomplished actor with nuance, complexity, and the ability to evoke strong feelings. Harrison Ford is famous for more than only his acting career. He is also respected for his humility, personal integrity, and charitable work. He has mostly avoided the limelight despite his enormous fame. Shimmering in the Hollywood limelight, she values solitude and minimalism. Serving on the board of Conservation International and vocally advocating for the protection of biodiversity and climate change are two of his many environmental causes to which he has committed a great deal of time and energy. His aviation skills are second to none. He frequently lends his aviation skills to aid in rescue missions and humanitarian endeavors, demonstrating that his heroism goes well beyond his stardom in Hollywood. Ford, despite his advanced years, has never shied away from his legacy and has always sought out new challenges. What sets his professional, what makes him remarkable is not merely the unforgettable roles he has played, but also his ability to stay current in a constantly evolving industry. With the same zeal and dedication into his 80s as he had when he was younger, Harrison Ford reprised his role as Han Solo in Star Wars, The Force Awakens 2015 and Blade Runner 2049, year 2017. Harrison Ford has delighted fans with a personal life that is just as full of events and energy as his professional career. He has been married 3 times, has 5 children, and has managed to strike a balance between the hectic pace of Hollywood and the peaceful moments spent with his family. Relationships he's been through mirror not only a man's transformation through the years, as he remained a doting father and one of Hollywood's most bankable actors. Before his breakout portrayal as Han Solo in Star Wars, Ford wed Marquardt, a college sweetheart, in 1964, marking his first marriage. Ford was still trying to establish himself in the entertainment sector until he became a household name in 1979, a period of 15 years that their marriage lasted. They have 2 boys as a couple. They welcomed their first child, Benjamin, in 1966, and their second child, Willard, in 1969. Despite the dissolution of their marriage, their 2 boys have each gone on to achieve success in their own right, thanks to their entrepreneurial energy rather than their famous father. The eldest son, Benjamin Ford, put his imagination and self-control into the kitchen. It was co-owned the gastro bar Ford's Filling Station, which gained renown for its innovative cuisine and inviting ambiance, and became a revered chef and restaurant tour guide. Guests at Los Angeles International Airport's Terminal 5 could enjoy a special meal while learning about the history of the Ford family at one of its restaurants. Following in his father's footsteps, Benjamin has built a profession around his love of food and hospitality. The youngest son, Willard Ford, proved to be an entrepreneur with versatility by taking a different path. Eventually, he bought up the Ludwig Clothing Company, a pioneering label known for its distinctive styles in the realm of fashion. Previous to this, Willard shone an eclectic perspective for business by operating Strong Sports Gym, a fitness-oriented venture, and the Kim Sing Theater, a historic theater in Los Angeles that he helped convert into a multi-use event facility. His boldness and daring are evident in his endeavors, looking a lot like his dad's screen roles, but with an emphasis on business and culture instead of movies. Ford wed screenwriter Melissa Matt for a second time. Matt is famous for penning Steven Spielberg's cult movie E.T. the Extraterrestrial. March 1983 saw their marriage, a partnership that continued for almost 20 years, ending with their divorce in 2004, following their separation in 2000. Malcolm was born in 1987, and Georgia was born in 1990. They were married for a long time. Ford was devoted to parenthood even during his busiest years as an actor, which happened to coincide with their family life. Both parents left an artistic legacy. Malcolm would go on to have a successful music career, while Georgia would follow in her footsteps by pursuing her own creative interests. Melissa Matt's untimely death in 2015 was a devastating blow to Ford, who talked fondly of her throughout their time together, and her ability. At the 2002 Golden Globe Awards, Harrison Ford met actress Callista Flockhart, marking the beginning of a new chapter in his life. Flockhart, who was famous for her part in Ally McBeal on television, and Ford began a romance that would go on to become a classic in Hollywood. After working together for a while, Ford, despite his typically macho and stern public appearance, he revealed his loving side when he proposed to her over the 2009 Valentine's Day weekend. While shooting the science fiction western Cowboys and Aliens in Santa Fe, New Mexico, the pair tied the knot on June 15, 2010. Their marriage reintroduced them to the joys of fatherhood and companionship, as prior to their meeting, Flockhart had adopted a kid named Liam in 2001. Ford took on the responsibility of becoming Liam's dad and raised him much like his own son. Even though Ford and Flockhart now split their time between Wyoming and Los Angeles, it appears that the vast American West still holds a special place in their hearts. In Jackson, Wyoming, on a sprawling 800-acre ranch that Ford has owned since the 1980s, they make their home. To ensure that the breathtaking wildness would be protected for centuries to come, he donated half of the ranch as a nature reserve, driven by his strong affinity for the area and his love of conservation. Offerings at the ranch with their headquarters in the Brentwood region of Los Angeles, the pair can stay connected to the industry when necessary, while still enjoying seclusion and a refuge from the hustle and bustle of Hollywood. Perfectly capturing his dual nature as a legendary movie star and a guy intimately linked to family, this blend of lifestyles, Hollywood glitz and harsh outdoor living, peacefulness and the natural world. Harrison Ford has reached the age of 83, when introspection is not only acceptable but necessary in his life and profession. His reputation as an extremely secretive man has grown over the years, thanks to his penchant for keeping his inner life under wraps, outside of the movies that introduced the world to his iconic status. But Ford recently shocked many by discussing his relationship with his late Star Wars co-star Carrie Fiser, one of the most talked about parts of his history. For a long time, hearsay and partially disclosed stories went around regarding the connection between Ford and Fisher, who play Han Solo and Princess Leia, respectively, and who off-screen are two young actors navigating the maelstrom of unexpected celebrity. Ford has chosen to speak openly about their relationship and her significance to him now that time has loosened previous restrictions. Carrie was unlike anyone I had ever met, Ford said using his own words. In the past, she spoke her opinion without fear and was hilarious and perceptive. From the start I admired that quality in her. His profound admiration for Fiser, as shown in his perspective, extended well beyond the chemistry that viewers witnessed in Star Wars. Even though Ford maintains that a significant portion of their on-screen charisma and chemistry originated from the special spark that Fisher brought to their scenes together, refuting the notion that it was entirely staged. "I felt a genuine connection to you," he said. "It was impossible to mimic that level of enthusiasm. She made you feel seen, and she never shied away from the spotlight, the fame or the pressures we were experiencing." Ford appeared thoughtful when questioned directly over the long-rumored affair that Fisher disclosed in her 2016 memoir, The Princess Diarist. He acknowledged what she had said, neither did he write it down or brush it off as an ephemeral recollection. But he did finally concede, saying, "Yes, what Carrie wrote was true. We were both engrossed for an instant. It happened and it was unexpected. Neither of us discussed it much afterwards, either." Truthful in its own right, fans have been captivated by their friendship for decades, and his statement, delivered with the gravity of age, brings new light on it. Not scandalous or dry, as Ford stresses. The two teenage performers' discovery of a very human connection was all that was required, acceptance in one another during this unprecedented and disorganized period. After Fisher's death in December 2016, Ford also stated how tough it was for him. "For me, losing Carrie was like losing a little piece of my own life, and a little bit of the Star Wars family as well. She had been Princess Leia is just one among many. A friend, warrior and writer, she had many talents. Among the cast members she was the most hilarious, and she was complex in the best possible manner." Reportedly, he admitted that there were many tears in his voice as he recounted their last encounter, unspoken matters. "I failed to express my admiration for her to her sufficient degree. I feel like I didn't express my appreciation for our collaboration to her sufficiently. There are moments when you think more time will magically appear, but in reality there isn't." At the age of 83, Ford considering the influence Fisher had on his life. "What Carrie taught me is that being vulnerable is all right, and that comedy may help you get through tough times. With such courage and candor she confronted her challenges. It was inspiring that she was so forthright about her struggles with mental health and addiction for a long time, before it became a public topic of discussion. That required bravery." Beyond her legendary film performance, his remarks pay homage to and recognize Fisher's legacy. Additionally, Ford emphasized that their connection, however intimate, became intertwined with a larger societal narrative. The public mistook Han and Leia for complete fantasy, although there was some reality to it. "We were genuinely concerned for one another. I think the reason people had such a strong belief in the characters was because that connection permeated them. Additionally, he noted that despite the brief duration of their intimate relationship, their love and admiration endured for many years. Now that we can look back, Ford has no interest in sensationalism or dramatizing the past in any way. Rather, he wants to pay tribute to Fiser for the remarkable woman that she was. Carrie was never mine. The world was fortunate to have her since she truly belonged there. Get her. The gentle melancholy in his speech serves as a poignant reminder to viewers that the Hollywood enchantment was based on two genuine individuals whose lives were briefly but profoundly connected. Truthfully disclosing Carrie Fiser's situation at the age of 83 is not about scandal or confession, according to Ford. It must be regarding finality, reverence, and affection. The point is to recognize that even the most famous performers are just regular people who at their heart form lifelong bonds through chance encounters. By being so candid, Ford gives audiences a last look at one of Hollywood's most iconic and meaningful connections.